South Africa is once again standing at the edge of political fire. Julius Malema, the fierce leader of the economic freedom fighters, has unleashed a storm that's shaking the highest offices in the land. His latest move? A direct demand that President Cyril Ramaphosa himself be summoned to testify before Parliament's ad hoc committee, the very same committee investigating explosive allegations made by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner, Lt-Gen Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. This isn't just another political argument. It's a confrontation that could redefine the balance of power between politicians and law enforcement and expose the dark underbelly of influence, interference, and alleged corruption within the South African police service. To truly understand the weight of this moment, we need to go back to where it all began, to Mkhwanazi's shocking testimony before the Madlenga Commission. For the first time ever, a senior police officer spoke openly about interference from the highest levels of government. His words landed like thunder. There were people, he said, who wanted to control investigations, protect the guilty, and silence the truth. He didn't name names right away, but the implications were clear and deadly serious. When a top cop like Mkhwanazi dares to speak about political interference in criminal investigations, it means something in the system is broken. And Malema, never one to shy away from confrontation, seized the moment. In Parliament, Malema demanded action. He called for accountability, not from the low-level scapegoats, not from suspended deputies or minor officials, but from the very top. In his fiery address, Malema declared that the president himself must answer before the ad hoc committee. His words cut through the air. "We beg that the president be called." He was mentioned, and for what reason is Parliament being used to shield him from accountability? That statement sent shockwaves through the political landscape. Members of the committee looked uneasy. Some tried to deflect, arguing that the list of witnesses was already too long. But Malema was relentless. He warned Parliament not to underestimate the anger of ordinary South Africans, people who were tired of watching politicians escape responsibility while the country's institutions crumbled. At the center of it all stands Lt-Gen Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. His testimony is what ignited this political firestorm. Calm, disciplined, but firm, Mkhwanazi's decision to speak openly about the disbandment of the Political Killings Task Team tore away the veil of silence that had long covered the South African police service. His allegations pointed toward political manipulation, claiming that high-ranking officials, including the Minister of Police, had overstepped their authority. According to Mkhwanazi, critical investigations into political assassinations, especially in KwaZulu-Natal, were deliberately delayed, redirected, or dismantled. It was a claim that hit South Africans in the gut. The very task team created to fight political violence had, in his words, been crippled by those with vested interests. When Parliament reacted by forming the ad hoc committee to investigate, it seemed like a step toward transparency. But now, with Malema's intervention, the process has become a battlefield. His demand for Ramaphosa's testimony changed the tone completely. What began as a probe into law enforcement's internal conflicts is now creeping dangerously close to the presidency itself. Malema's political instincts are sharp, and he knows how to strike when public anger is boiling. His supporters say he's speaking truth to power. His critics accuse him of political theater, using national scandals to advance his own ambitions. But regardless of motive, there's no denying one thing. Malema's voice has reignited public debate about justice, leadership, and trust in government. Meanwhile, Mkhwanazi has maintained his dignity throughout. His silence toward political insults, including being called a puppet in recent exchanges, has earned him quiet respect. Where others shout and posture, Mkhwanazi's calm defiance speaks louder than any argument. His choice to let his testimony, not his temper, do the talking has made him a symbol of professional integrity in a country weary of political noise. Across South Africa, people are divided. Some say Malema's aggression is exactly what's needed, a voice bold enough to drag the truth into the light. Others warn that turning Parliament into a political battlefield could damage the very institutions meant to protect democracy. One thing is clear: the allegations revealed by Mkhwanazi have cut deep into the nation's conscience. His statements about interference and intimidation within the police force have reignited painful memories of state capture, corruption scandals, and broken promises. And when Malema pushed to include Lt-Gen Mkhwanazi, the outspoken Minister of Sports, Arts, and Culture, as a witness, it only fueled the fire. Malema argued that Mkhwanazi had publicly said he had a lot of information about criminal activities, suggesting that his testimony could reveal even more shocking truths about the intersection between politics and crime. This move wasn't random. Malema understands narrative power, and every new name added to the witness list widens the circle of accountability. If Mkhwanazi, Nhlanhla, and others testify, the hearings could expose not just police interference, but deep-rooted connections between political figures and organized criminal networks. Do you believe justice has really been served in South Africa? Or do you think, like many citizens, that accountability only happens to the powerless, while the powerful remain untouchable? The hearings have now become more than just an investigation. They are a national mirror, forcing South Africans to confront the uncomfortable truth about how power operates behind closed doors. And Malema's latest demand, that Ramaphosa himself face questioning, has transformed this from a committee hearing into a constitutional showdown. ANC members, meanwhile, have urged caution. Some warned against overreaching the mandate of the committee, claiming Malema was trying to turn a legal process into a political spectacle. But others privately admitted that the allegations raised by Mkhwanazi cannot be ignored. Political analysts are calling this one of the most pivotal moments in recent South African politics. They say the outcome of this inquiry could either restore faith in the justice system or destroy it completely. If Parliament refuses to call Ramaphosa, it risks being seen as complicit in a cover-up. If it agrees to summon him, the implications could be earth-shattering. The public reaction has been fierce. On social media, hashtags like #Mkhwanazi testimony and #Ramaphosa accountability have been trending as citizens demand transparency. People are watching Parliament more closely than ever before, with millions tuning into live hearings and fiery exchanges. As this story unfolds, the world is watching a nation wrestle with its own conscience. The courage of one police officer to speak and the determination of one opposition leader to demand answers have brought South Africa to a defining moment. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, don't just scroll past. Like this video, share it widely. Subscribe for more powerful real-life stories that reveal the truth behind power, politics, and the fight for accountability. Because this is just the beginning.